Hello and welcome to episode 21 of the Little Dynamite Knits podcast. My name is Sarah and I live in Pennsylvania outside of Philadelphia with my husband Brent and our three cats, Gustav, Gracie, and Gertie. And this episode is coming much sooner than I thought I would record after the last one. And it's for a very specific reason. So the next episode that I was planning to do was a big yarn stash reorganization / office tour, yarn room tour, and going through my sweater quantities. However, as I started to do that, because I've recorded a couple of intro clips for that, so it is in progress, but I realized I have way more whips than I thought I did. A lot more than I thought I did. What I've been doing in Ravelry is when I get tired of working on a project or I stop working on it for whatever reason, which we're going to talk about today, I switch it to hibernating on my Ravelry project page. So then it goes to the bottom. So it looks like I only have a handful of active whips, which is true. But then I have all these other ones just sitting there being neglected. And so today we're going to go through them and we're going to be pretty cutthroat because there's no need for some of these to sit here and continue to take up space because I know that there are definitely some here that I don't want to finish. Before we jump into that though, let's do a quick life update and then I am going to talk about what I'm wearing, 1FO, and the most current whips that I have. So this past week has been super busy, but in a really good, fun way. Last Wednesday night, we went to see The Head and the Heart at the Keswick Theater in Glenside, PA. And it was, I'm not exaggerating, I am not kidding in any way, one of the best live shows I've ever been to. I've seen them live before. They opened for Brandi Carlile earlier this year. That was a big arena tour though. So seeing them in a smaller venue full of their fans, it was a magical experience. I love them so much. The next day, on Thursday, Brent and I went down to my hometown in South Jersey to my high school. Haven't been there for a while because I was inducted into my high school's Performing Arts Hall of Fame. So there was just a short, not too formal induction ceremony. They did ask us to say something when they gave us our awards. My mom was there, so that was nice. And the best part was I got to see both my middle school orchestra director and my high school orchestra director, which was really awesome. And then Friday night, we went up to Reading to see Fortune Feimster. I don't remember the name of the theater. It's right in like downtown Reading. But that was really fun. She did, it was a good set. So I don't know if she's recording this current tour that she's on. It's called Taking Care of Biscuits. But if she does, I'm sure it'll come out on Netflix and you should watch it because it was a fun time. Then on Sunday, we went back to Jersey and had lunch with my family. And then on Monday, so of this week, today is Thursday, May 21st. Today is Thursday, May 21st, by the way. So this Monday, past Monday, Brent's dad turned 80. So we went and had dinner with his parents and his aunt. I think, yeah. So, and then he was in New York City Tuesday and Wednesday for work. So tonight is our first just like chill night in a bit. So looking forward to that. I am wearing my finished, and I called this finished last episode, and I still stand by that. But this is my Early Light Pullover, which is a pattern by Samantha Guerin. I tested this pattern in the yarn called for in the pattern. This is Amy Sure Makes Comfort Silk Linen in the Forget Me Not colorway. I chose to do the 3/4 length sleeves. And I did go a little longer because I like my tops a little longer, but it has this gorgeous lacy yoke. And when I showed this last episode, I did not have the collar done yet. And the reason for that is I block my garments before I do the collars because I want to see how it's going to lay on my body so that I can do the right number of rows here to make sure nothing touches my neck. So I ended up only doing 3 rounds of ribbing here, and then I did the tubular bind off. It is in the 50s today. It's been in the 90s for the last few days, and then all of a sudden we woke up today and it's like have cold again. So I am secretly okay with that, because actually not secretly, I hate hot weather. So and it gave me a chance to wear this before it gets put away for the fall. So I'm okay with it. It is rainy and gray though. Hopefully this lighting is okay. All right, I have one FO. This is also a pattern by Samantha Guerin, but this pattern is still in testing. I think tomorrow is the end date for the test, and it will be released in early June, I think. But it is just this delightful skinny scarf. I did the half pint version. There are 2 versions in the pattern. One is called quarter pint and one is called half pint. The half pint is longer, but the pattern is written really well so that they start the same, and then depending on which one you're doing, you do a certain section, you do more rows before then going to just like the straight knitting section and then the decreases. I chose to use hand spun for this, and this was a braid of Rambouillet fiber from Jess of Witchfire Fibers in the Dry Dock colorway. So this is my first time knitting with my hand spun, and I am absolutely delighted with how it turned out. It is so fun. So I still have to block this, but I think it's just going to be this like cheeky little neck scarf moment. It's so cute. Actually, it's fun with this shirt. Maybe I'll just leave it. No, I'll get overheated, but this was super fun. So I would probably make more of these because, I don't know, the little scarf it's just a cute little accessory. All right, let's talk, a couple of current whips that are definitely going to be finished. And then we'll get into the fun part. So because I finished my half pint scarf, I cast on a new accessory, and this is also being knit in my hand spun. So this is my very first 3-ply, and I'm just so thrilled with how this turned out. I'm pretty sure based on the weight, the yardage, and just looking at it, y'all, I think I spun a fingering weight 3-ply yarn. I was trying to spin the singles as thin as I could, and I'm just so happy with how it turned out. So, this is okay, what were the braids of fiber? This was 2 braids from Little Fiber Co. One was called Mayataki, like the mushroom. That's the brown color that you see all throughout. And one was very light, the most subtle variegation, but like a cream color. I don't remember the name of that colorway. And then the 3rd braid was from Hello Lavender, and it had like blues and browns and creams. And I also don't remember the name of that colorway, but I'll be showing this project more. So here's what I'm making with it. This is going to be for Brent. It is a jaunty shawl, and here is how it's knitting up. So the colors are not necessarily my favorite colors, but and they felt a bit more masculine to me, whatever that means to y'all. but I showed the colors to Brent and he was into them. So this will be a jaunty for him. I'm having a very fun time working on this, which is interesting because one of the other whips we're going to look at is also a jaunty, and I'm not super in love with that one, but we'll talk about that later. I still am working on the Soulmate socks, just bit by bit, using this beautiful gradient set from Freya Fine Hand Paints. And I'm just using the pattern that you can get for free when you buy this yarn. So I've just got the cuff and some of the leg, but it's already changed color quite a bit. I don't know when these are going to be finished. I'm going to be honest. I don't love knitting cuff down socks. And because this is a completely new heel to me, these are not like purse project socks. So, but I really want them. So this is going to be more of like a product knit than a process knit for me. But we'll just keep working on it when the mood strikes. And then the one I'm most excited about that has really been taking up a lot of my attention. This is my summer session tank. And this is another pattern by Samantha Guerin. So I am knitting this in Explore Knits and Fibers linen sock base, which is 80% non-superwash merino. I just got a notification. 80% non-superwash merino and 20% linen. So here is, we'll show this one. Here is the color. And I have 3 skeins of this. I'm currently this far into skein number 2, and I have all of the 3rd skein left. And here's where I am. So if you're not familiar with this pattern, it has this really fun, lacy, very small cable detail on both shoulders and then down the front panel. So I have, it starts with the back, and then you pick up and do the shoulders, and then you eventually join everything. So I am this far, I've knit this much after joining. So that's from the underarm. I love this yarn. I love working with it. I love how it feels, and I love this pattern. It is just enough interest with that front. So because I'm on the body now, and usually a lot of garments, when you get to the body, it's just, then you're stocking it round and round and round you go. However, for my size, the 38 stitches in the front continue this lacy pattern. So it's stocking it round and round. And then for 38 stitches, you get to do some fun stuff. So it's been really enjoyable. And hopefully, this will be ready. I mean, if it was already 90 degrees this week, I imagine I'll be wearing that sooner than I thought I would. So that's what is currently actively being worked on. So now we're gonna go, we're gonna get into it. I'm just looking at all these whips, and it is, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little overwhelming. So, but by the end of this, some of them are gonna be gone, done. All right. This one is one that I have shown, if you've been watching for some time. This is one of the more recent ones. This is Brent's Finest Kind. So the bottom part of the body is done, and now I'm working on the back. He chose this red wine heather color from Cascade. This is the non-superwash Cascade 220. This is a pattern by Alicia Plummer. This will definitely get finished. I just don't know when now, because he won't wear it for many, many months. So on the one hand, I have time to work on this, but on the other hand, I don't want to pick it up months from now and then my gauge be different and all. So I need to, I'm missing a stitch stopper. There it is, a little snowman. Because when I started this, it was in the dead of winter. So this one will definitely be finished. All right, in the same bag as that, this is an oldie. This is my Big Cozy cardigan. It's a pattern by Andrea Mowry. I have completed knitting like the main, basically you just knit this giant rectangle and then you block it to measurements, and then you go and pick up, for my size, a bajillion stitches in a fluff yarn. And I just have this mental block where I think picking up stitches is always harder than it ends up being. Now that I've knit several more garments, I'm not as scared as doing it as I used to be. But it's so many stitches, and it's with, fluffy yarn, and it's like you pick up at a certain rate, and so I need to block it all out with stitch markers. But I really, really want this finished garment. Originally, I wanted to wear this for Rhinebeck weekend maybe 2 years ago, 1 year ago. Maybe I'll get to wear it for Rhinebeck weekend this year. We'll see. The yarns I'm using, Opus from what used to be Walcott yarns. I think it's called a Yarn Story now. This is the Opus base. It is absolutely ridiculous how it feels. It's 70% Argentinian merino, 30% baby alpaca, 100% awesome. And it is awesome in every way. And then my fluff is Les Garçons. It's just called Fluff, and it is a collaboration between Walcott Yarns and Les Garçons. So this is 55% baby alpaca, 18% fine merino wool, 17% mulberry silk, 10% yak, and 100% dreamy. This is the colorway Goldenrod. I'm not going to do this for every project. Go through the yarn like this. We'll be here forever, but this yarn is special. So these are the colors. If you know the pattern, just imagine this in a big fluffy collar, and hopefully someday I'll be wearing it. That is a definite finish. And I think those are the only, nope, those are not the only garments. Actually, let's grab the other garment while we're doing that. Oh, this is a sad story. So, I was in the testnet group for Tori Yu's Avenue T. And I got very far on it. I chose to do the V-neck. The sleeves are done. I was almost to the bottom of the body when I realized all of a sudden that after 3 skeins of no color issues at all, the 4th skein of yarn I had in this colorway did not match. And it was noticeable. So I ripped out quite a bit, and I've got this. And the reason they look like this is because while I was angry at this project, and it sat for a little bit, it had barber cords in it, or silicone try-on tubing. Gracie is obsessed with how that smells. I don't know if your pets or cats, if you have this same problem, but she wants to eat that silicone tubing, and has ripped out or chewed in half a few cords. And she did that with this project. Not only did she chew through the barber cord, but she then pulled the yarn out in such a way that it just completely bunched up, and it's a mess. And so again, this is the garment I want. The top part of it fits so well. It looks so great. I think I would wear this all the time, but it just really, really, really hurt my feelings. And so I have to figure out, because I am not ripping out this whole thing, if I rip back a little bit more and just start alternating skeins from there, if that'll work. But this is Explore Knits and Fibers Denali sock in the color, I don't remember. Oh, wait. Catch of the Day. It's the first time I've ever had this issue with Explore Knits yarn. And, it's on me. I should have alternated. I'm lazy. But that was a lesson hard learned. Will I finish that? I don't know, maybe, but I'm not going to rip it out now. All right, I have 2 blanket whips. First is in my basket from Frogget, my Painting Honeycombs blanket. This is a pattern by Stephen West, and I am knitting this with DK weight yarn from Little Fiber Co. from her Cookware Mystery Club. So I'm in the middle of a row. Why would I stop in the middle of the row on this project? So I subscribed to Lauren's Cookware Club 2025, and so got a different color each month, and then I ordered, when she did a pre-order for it, I ordered a whole bunch more of the dark gray color. So this is going to be a long-term project. I pick this up whenever I'm in the mood to work on it and get a few like color stripes in, but we're going to be working on this for a while. It is definitely a finish. I can't wait to have this, but no timeline for that. Definitely a keeper though. And then my other blanket whip is in this beautiful Tanny Casey zipper pouch. And this is an anthology throw. And I am doing this with fingering weight scraps. So most of my leftover yarn from various sock projects, some shawl projects, I think, are in there, and I'm just kind of picking one and going. So I'm not planning the colors. It's a little crazy, but I'm digging it. It's definitely got character. So I'm that far on it, and someday it will be finished. So far we're not frogging anything. So much for being cutthroat. Okay. Let's talk socks. I got it in my head that I wanted to do all these like crazy sock patterns. Y'all, I think I'm just a vanilla sock girl. I just want to knit toe-up socks. At the most, maybe ribbing. And that's it. But I have 4 sock whips. So let's talk about them. First up is a test knit that I did complete because we only had to do 1 sock for the test knit. These are the Playful Pops socks by, actually, let's do this. Playful Pop Socks, which is a pattern by Tracy Miller of the Grocery Girls. And you hold a color changing yarn with a solid color. So I did these in Explorer Knits Denali Sock, the linen colorway, and then this is a skein of Spin Cycle dyed in the wool, and the colorway, it's the colorway from A Woolen Affair, the special colorway from last year. This was super fun to knit, and I very much want to knit the second one. I just totally forget what needle sizes I used for this color work section. And when I changed, I know I used a 1.5. I just don't remember if I cast on with a 1.5, and I don't remember where I switched back to a 1. So I did not take good notes for this project. But I would like to have the finished pair. I have this much left of the Spin Cycle, so I think we'll keep this one. Next, this is a pattern, part of a larger collection by Carly Perrins of Northwoods Knit Co. And this is called Micro Stripes. And it looks really cool. I'm just not feeling this project. And I think, one, it's because the yarn I'm using is beautiful. This is Primrose yarn in the Homewood Sport, but I'm having to do so much yarn management for this because the color changes. Like the whole sock would be like, it doesn't change fast enough for this project for socks. So I'm just doing a lot of yarn management, and I'm winding off yarn, and that feels wasteful to me. And then the base the other yarn I'm using is this beautiful cashmere blend base from Lola Bean Yarn Co. that I think I want to reclaim for something else. So we're frogging it. It's done. Needles are back. We're gonna, I won't make you sit here while I frog it, but this one's getting frogged. Yay, first frog. All right. Oh, these. Okay. This was a mini set from Coats & Co. Fiber that I bought at Wool & Folk 2023. It was the year that it was good. The colors are beautiful. And I started working on a pair of Delectable Collectible socks by Stephen West. And it was sort of fun. This is a lot. This is a lot for a sock. And I don't want to do the foot as it's written in the pattern because this is way too much texture for my foot. So if I continue to work on these, and at this point, I think I just need to because I've been cutting this yarn and it's just this like little mini skein set. So I don't know what else I would do with it at this point. But I have to figure out what I'm going to do for the foot. Maybe just stripes or ribbing or I don't know. I don't know. So for now, this is I need to think more about it. And then this sock pattern that really hurt my feelings. So this is another pattern by Carly Perrins of Northwoods Knit Co. Oh my gosh, here's how long ago this was. It's on DPNs. I don't even use those anymore. That's where those are. All right, you know what? That makes that even easier. Frogging. So I can put these back in the set. I'm so glad I didn't try to sell these carbons before I realized 2 of the needles were here in a project. So this was supposed to be a pattern called Autumn Leaves. And this was the project that made me realize I have no interest in doing color work in socks. Now, you could argue and say, but Sarah, you test knit those socks for Tracy Miller. Yes, I did. But it's a very small portion of color work and it was very manageable. These socks, it's like a leaf pattern and they're beautiful, but even trying to be as loose as possible, going up in needle size, I couldn't get the damn things over my gigantic heel and ankle. So this yarn I am reclaiming because it's beautiful fall colors from Woolberry Fiber Co. And y'all know they're done after this summer. So this yarn will be reclaimed into something else. 2 frogs so far. Okay. Next up. Sorry for all the noise. I don't know what this bag is. I got it in a yarn crawl. I thought I wanted to knit a Melt the Ice hat. And then I realized I didn't really love the pattern. I didn't like the tassel on the top. And I didn't have any like true red yarn. So I was trying to do it in this like brick reddish tweed DK, again from Woolberry Fiber Co. But I don't want to finish this. So we're doing it live on camera because if not, I might just put it away and never do it. So, oh gosh. Come on. It's a little bit stubborn. All right, another needle reclaimed. And we'll put this yarn back in my stash of DK and figure out something else to do with it. 3 frogs. I forgot I had this bag. Look how fun that is. This is a bag from Oh Wow Amsterdam, and it was a custom, well, I think they're all custom for the stores that they make them for. But I got this at Wild Hand in Philadelphia. And in here is actually a special project because I was going to intro crochet classes. I had 2 work friends who wanted to learn how to crochet, so I said I would go with them to the classes at Pearls of Wisdom, which is my local yarn store. And the class teaches you how to make a scarf with single crochet, double crochet, triple crochet, and like these, I don't know what these are called. I bought 2 skeins thinking I would make, instead of a scarf, do a like an infinity cowl. But I think I would need three skeins actually to do that. Or I can just seam it now and call it a day. Actually, maybe I'll do that instead of having it go around twice. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. How do you block crochet? Is it just like knitting? Like just, I think I want to finish this one. And then just have a little cowl. But this yarn is Malabrigo, I think. Malabrigo Rios, yeah. Malabrigo Rios in Frank Ochre. All right, we'll keep that one. Oh, I already know what this is. No, I don't. Wrong bag. I know what this is. And this is definitely being frogged. Okay. A year or 2 ago, I made my mom a shawl. It's called the My Chrysalis. And it's supposed to be knit in a fingering weight and then a lace weight. I just did 2 skeins of sock yarn from Yarnaceous Fibers, and it turned out beautifully. So I thought, I want to make one of those for myself. And I had these 2 really pretty yarns, one from Woolberry Fiber Co. and one from Little Fiber Co. when she was still Yarn Addict. And I thought they would go together and work well in this pattern, but they don't. And it's not the yarn's fault. It's just, it's striping in a weird way, and I don't like it. So, and I love this yarn too much to have it in a project that I don't love. So, you know what's coming. That was way less dramatic than I wanted it to be. It's stuck. Let's try this again. Come on. Oh, it does not want to be frogged. There we go. All right, we got another needle. Gracie! Sorry, I'm distracted. She keeps trying to chew everything in sight. Are you gonna be like this for the rest of this recording? You good? Okay. What was I saying? This is supposed to be a pair of socks for Brent's dad. And there's just so much other stuff I want to make that I haven't cast it on yet. But I do need just like a simple purse project sock. So maybe I'll leave this one out and more visible. Moving along. Oh, this was my, there it is. This is supposed to be this adorable little elephant. And I did everything but attach it to, so here's the head. It looks ridiculous. Imagine it with ears. Like here's one of the ears. So like imagine, like, yeah, okay, kind of looks like an elephant now, right? There you go. Here's the body. Got the legs. And then look at these overalls. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Look at these little overalls. Here you go. Oh my gosh. Do you see how cute they are? They're like little short overalls. I very much would like this, but I don't know how to seam all the pieces together. So I think I'm going to ask a friend to help me finish this. And actually, let's leave it out where I can see it so I don't forget. Okay, what's in here? More crochet. Oh, okay. So I've done one Woobles kit. I did a little dinosaur that's over on my desk. And then Brent wanted to do Jack the Monkey. And he did some of the body. It's all the body. It's like just body with legs attached to it. And he decided he did not enjoy doing this. So he gave me the kit so that I could finish it. I just tucked it away and haven't done it. What's this? Treefort Naturals Eucalyptus Mint Hand and Body Balm. That smells delightful. This was in the bottom of that bag. I don't even remember when I bought that. Should have done this. Should have done this so much sooner. Okay. This potato looking thing is supposed to be this. It is a mega sized Wooble kit, 2 times bigger. This is Hugh the capybara. And I did the body and stuffed it and then just took a break from it and just need to go back and finish it. So definitely will be finished. I'll finish all of those, but very much not in a rush to finish those. Okay. We are now at the portion of this journey where we're going into the oldest whips that I have. And they are in the ottoman that goes with this chair that I'm sitting with. So, I don't even know what this is. Now, I've been knitting since I was in college, which was over 20 years ago. And I used to buy those kits from, I think it was called Craftsy, Craftsy. And this was for a shawl. And I don't remember the name of it. But I did this much. So big color chunks. And then these stripes, they're actually really cute because it's stripes and then these like little pearl bumps. And then smaller stripes. And then went into this section. And I remember this being fun to work on. But ultimately the colors just aren't for me. So I think at this point, and I have no idea where I am in the pattern. So at this point, I mean, I need to decide, do I want to just like bind it off where it is and then maybe donate it or give it to someone? Because it, you know, if you like these colors, it could be a fun something. Or do I just like offer up the yarn? And if someone wants to finish the project, they can. And if not, they can use the yarn for something else. I don't want to just throw it away. But how old is this? Does anybody recognize this needle? This is from the OG, like interchangeable Denise set. So I don't know what material this is, but these are the tips. And then it comes with these blue cords. And I used to knit everything on these. I have this, I probably still have the set somewhere. But, so yeah, I don't know. What should I do with this? I don't even know what the yarn is. But I know that I'm not going to wear it. There's going to be a trend for all of these. This is, oh, it's so fun. I think this is like a chunky it can either be a scarf or a cowl. And I think my original vision was going to be to knit it long enough to go around twice. I don't think I have enough yarn for that. This was a pattern that was featured in the first Philly yarn crawl at Yarnphoria in Philadelphia. Again, also on a set of Denise needles. I think this is a size 10. The yarn is Misty Alpaca Chunky something. And I have 2 skeins of the gray and 2 of the rainbow. And I'm not going to finish this. This is definitely a frog. But the yarn is so fun that I feel like someone would want it. Does anybody want this yarn? It's so soft. I'll try to put up a picture of like what the actual yarn is. If you're interested, let me know. But this is a frog for sure. Last one. What is this? Oh boy. I remember this. Okay, this is, I think it's called the Time Trades wrap. I'll put it up here. Wow. Let's see if I can. So this, oh my gosh, what a pretty gradient. We're having a blue moment. This was a mini set that I purchased from Loop, which is a yarn store in Philadelphia, but they used to have a location out in the suburbs, like on Westchester Pike, and that's where I got this. And it's from Fiber Story, and it's called Fave Gradient Mini Skein Yarn Set. And it was, how many different colors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 colors, I think. And so I bought the yarn without any pattern in mind, and then I just went searching on Ravelry to find something that would work. And I kind of ended up forcing it into this pattern. I think this pattern calls for less colors, but I just kept going. And then the main skeins, the full skeins are, gosh, what is this? This is from Shirsty Cat. This is BFL sock from Shirsty Cat, and I think the color is Troll Fur. Oh, it's pretty. This reminds me of the Starfall colorway from Kate of Red Door Fiber. And then this other color is I feel like it's like Manos del Uruguay, but I don't have a label for it. So I don't know. I think it's Manos. And I thought that these together would work nicely coming out of this. And it's pretty, I guess it's kind of cool. I just didn't love the shape of this. If you look at the pattern on Ravelry, it looks much wider. In order to stretch my mini skeins as far as I wanted to, I had to go down, I think, several needle sizes to make this. And because of that, the width is not as wide. So it's more like a scarf than a wrap, so to speak. I wanted it to be like much bigger and wider. So I don't think I'm going to finish this. Because I also don't think I have any idea where I left off in the pattern. So this might be another, anybody just want to take this project off my hands and either finish it or use the yarn for something else? That is a truly gorgeous gradient. Oh my gosh. Oh, I wish I had done something else with this. Maybe we won't. Well, I don't have to rip this off the needles because it is on silicone tubing. So this can actually just sit for a little bit, but Okay, that's it. I thought I was going to frog more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 frogged projects. So I can now change them from hibernating to frogged, figure out what to do with the yarn. Some will go back in stash. Some will just be donated. I'm not going to try to make money off of any of it. So if there were any projects I showed that I said I didn't want the yarn anymore and you're interested, just drop a comment and let me know. I'm happy to send it to anyone who is willing to love it the way that it should be loved. All right, I have a lot of cleanup to do now. So now that I've done this, I can reorganize the whips, and then I'll be able to get back to this big stash reorganization that I am working on. But for the rest of tonight, I think I'm just going to work on my jaunty, Brent's jaunty, and my summer session tank, and wait for Brent to get home from the city. And we have a long weekend. Now I'm just like rambling. I just need to stop talking. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. If you are a subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you are a new viewer, so glad to have you here. Hopefully you enjoyed this and you'll stick around. If you don't subscribe and you wouldn't mind just hitting that subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. I will see you probably in another couple weeks, talking all about that. All right, y'all. See ya. Bye.